isn't room for two of us.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Nerds Order interview. I am Metal Mayhem, and today I am with two members from the band Sepsiss. How you guys doing?
Doing good, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, it's a pleasure, to be honest. So, tell me a little bit about yourselves.
Well, my name is Melissa Wolfe. I am the lead singer for a band called Sepsiss, and we are of the heavy metal hard rock genre.
I'm Mr. Goodbarz. I'm the keyboardist for Sepsiss and technology. I run all the chords everywhere. I put them all on my back and just go.
That's awesome. What first got you guys into music?
So actually, my father was a guitar player, or is a guitar player, I should say, but he had a band when I was like only just a small child. And he used to play a lot of rock and roll with his band and everything. And I grew up around a bunch of musicians. So I guess it was just kind of a natural thing for me. Eventually, one day I was just like, I should start a band of my own, So I went out there and did my thing. What about you, Barris?
I started music when I was very, very young. I always loved music, always loved R&B. My family played a lot of R&B. I was also like in the church, also playing music also. So that got me into it like that. And just migrating towards hip hop and metal and rock, listening to wrestling, watching wrestling all the time. That got me into the rock mode right there. And like, I didn't understand it. I wanted to understand it. I wanted to learn it. I wanted to learn music theory. So I chased that. That was my pursuit right there. Understanding it.
How did you two meet?
Well, actually, he is a friend of a friend. So we met that way.
Nice. What made you guys think of the band name Sepsiss?
So Sepsiss actually is, the original word, right, is spelled with one S at the end, and it actually represents like a blood infection or disease in the blood. And so we took that word and made it a word of our own by adding the extra S at the end, which also makes us very Google searchable, unique. You can find us better that way.
And we beating the disease too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we beating the disease too.
We are the only Sepsiss with two S's at the end. You can look it up. You'll find us.
I love that. That's great. When did the band form?
2010.
How did you find your other members?
I actually originally met William off of a Craigslist post about 10 years ago. I was only a teenager at the time, and I had answered his ad. We were both looking for a band, so I was just like, cool, let's like kind of form one together, So I met up with him in the middle of Manchester, New Hampshire, in his creaky old basement where a bunch of people were rapping and stuff at the time. And I was like, wait, you play metal, right? This isn't like a joke. And he was like, of course I do. And he started like shredding the guitar. And I was like, holy crap, you're like really good. So I think I sang him a couple covers at the time, or whatever I had for music that I created when I was just a teenager. And I guess I just kind of got the part because the other girl didn't show up. There was another girl that was supposed to be there for a tryout. She just never showed up. So I got the part. And now I'm here today.
How would you say your song process usually goes, like when you're making music?
Well, William is our main composer, and he'll start out like on acoustic guitar, and he'll start like writing all the melodies and everything and put the pieces together. And then he'll meet up with me and we'll go over like the note structure, and we'll just kind of like figure out where the notes go. We have this song called The Swarm, which originally started out with lyrics about ice cream. So no, the song is not about ice cream, but we just kind of did that to figure out like where the notes would be and everything. So we used ice cream words and things like that, and just like created the notes for the song.
The vowels and like each note, like how it hits on it.
Yeah, like how you do it. and then we'll bring it to the rest of the band,
I
and the
love the
band
swan
will
story.
learn it. That's kind of the process.
I actually really enjoyed that song too.
Yeah.
So hearing how it started, it's like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah. Has nothing to do with ice cream, I promise.
Speaking of songs, what is the meaning behind right? What was it? Right, something on his arm. I keep forgetting the name of it. Goodness.
Right, Hate on His Arms.
Yes, that one.
That's actually a really cool song because, as you know, there are parts back and forth between male and female. And the male really represents like evil and the dark side of things, and the female is representing good and the light. And you can think of it kind of like a suicide type song where you get to decide what happens at the end. You got one person trying to convince you to do it and one person trying to convince you not to do it, like the devil and angel on your shoulder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of the backstory.
I picked it up actually while I was listening to it because being through that myself, I instantly caught on to that. And I think that was amazing how you represented that in the music.
Thank
Having
you.
two characters going back and forth like that really set a
Mhm.
good tone for the song, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Appreciate
I
that.
loved it. Every second of it, I loved. I actually showed that to my friend recently who has been going through a lot of suicidal depression, and it actually helped him get through it, which was nice.
That's awesome. That's kind of our goal with that song.
To help.
Yes.
That's wonderful. I love that. That hits me where I live, to be honest.
Nah, you already know, bro. We here for you, man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that. Which musicians do you guys admire?
Good.
You want me to go?
Good. Yeah.
Man, it's so many artists. For rock right now, I might definitely have to say that I've been listening to a lot of Pantera. I've been on that level of Southern rock, so good. Like their music is just really great. And Metallica too. I've been listening to a lot of Metallica, getting back to my metal roots and everything I got. But like besides that, other artists, you know what I mean, like BB King, Ludacris for the hip hop side of things, you know what I'm saying, and just so many different influence, a lot of gospel, you know what I mean, and that's about it. You know what I mean, just so much, a lot of Southern things for me myself to play when I play keys.
Our band is unusual. We've got a lot of like urban, different influences in our band. For me personally, it's a lot of like Arch Enemy. I love Alyssa Whiteglove. She's awesome. Evanescence, of course, Hailstorm, Michael Jackson, Dio. You can't forget Michael.
I forgot Michael.
Yeah.
I should have said that.
There's so many. I could honestly just go on forever.
That's great. I've listened to all of those too, so I can definitely see that, especially like Dio and Michael Jackson. Great. I swear. Dio's voice was like one of the best in metal back then in the 80s and 90s.
Absolutely.
Especially with was it Holy Diver? That album was amazing.
Oh yeah.
I cannot imagine how many times I've listened to that already. But this brings me to my next question. If you could ever perform with one of your favorite groups or two, who would it be?
That's a tough one. I would have to wait, dead or alive?
Doesn't matter, both.
All right, how about Ozzy?
I love that answer.
Come on, right?
Ozzy,
Who
yeah.
wouldn't? Yeah.
He's actually making a new album.
I don't know. Like on stage?
Yeah.
Definitely have to say,
It's tough.
that's a
It is-
tough one.
It's really tough.
That's really tough.
Any genre?
Any genre.
Any genre?
Any. All
Oh,
open.
yeah.
It's free reign.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Say Tech Nine from Strange Music.
I can definitely see that. I love their stuff.
Yeah, I love Strange. Strange is they the truth. They like the best out here, independent. They've influenced a lot of my music, a lot. And but on the stage wise, I was gonna like on like metal wise, I was gonna say like Pantera.
Definitely Pantera.
That'd be dope. If they had everybody
Absolutely.
together, that would be that would be mine. You know what I mean? Pantera.
I got into them recently myself. I've been loving it.
Oh man, it's so great.
It is. It's like I love metal like that.
It just keeps going too. It just keeps going. I love that.
And the big reason I love metal is because how it's mostly pure emotion. That's what really got me into this in the first place. It's a good outlet for a lot of people, including the ones who make the music as well. Like people just go, "Oh no, it's screaming." I'm like, look at the lyrics, and then come back to me with your answer. Because honestly, I've converted so many of my friends to metalheads. It's ridiculous. Like I had one friend who swore by like pop and rap. He did not want to go towards metal because of the screaming. I showed him a sheet of lyrics, and his whole opinion changed. It was great.
And you know what? A lot of people think metal is just about being angry. It's really not. Like it's a lot more than just being angry. There's so much more emotion than that. If you really
There really is. My best thing about metal is it's kind of like a way of therapy to a lot of people. That's what I love about it. And so many people don't understand that. Like I had a friend, same friend, who swore by these other genres. When I showed him metal, he's been using it as therapy and it's been helping him honestly, he's been doing so much better, and the growth has been amazing with him.
That is so awesome. I love to hear that.
Actually, the most recent album I showed him was yours, and he fell in love with it immediately.
That's so sweet. That's awesome.
Yo, appreciate that. That's awesome.
Honestly, because he and I both been through depression, and that song actually, "To Write Hate on His Arms," is actually what really got him to start moving forward again. And that I honestly never saw so much light in his eyes. It's been a long time since I've seen that.
That is just awesome.
So he actually asked me to thank you guys personally. So thank you very much for helping my friend.
Well, tell him I said thank you for listening to the music.
Yeah,
I will. I'll definitely let him know.
Absolutely.
Let's see. What was your very first album, and like why did you make it the way you did?
So our first album, well, technically this is our first album. And we had an EP back in 2019, which had like 8 songs on it. It was called Bad Blood. That album actually won an award for the New England Music Awards. And shortly after that, we got signed to Pavement Entertainment, which we then released Almost 11, which has 11 songs on it, including the previous 8 that were on Bad Blood. They're just mastered now and sound a lot better. But this is really our first album. And our main focus was to bring metal to new ears, so that if you're a person that listens to like rap or solely listens to some other genre other than like metal, so like if you listen to rap, pop, R&B, any genre, right, and that's like all you listen to, well, our purpose was to bring you over from that to metal, so that hopefully you like metal now. That's why we created the album.
I love that answer, because so many people don't listen to metal these days. It's like you're missing out. Honestly, my friends are always like, it's not mainstream. I'm like, who cares? Honestly, the underground is a lot better when it comes to music, especially in the metal genres, because there's more
We've
emotion.
been calling it the people's metal.
Exactly.
It's a little bit more listenable.
Because everyone's over here, like in the big companies, just trying to make money, where the underground musicians put their heart and soul into their music, and that's why I love the most. That's what music is supposed to be to me. It's just it's putting your heart and soul into what you do, and seeing that with bands like you and everyone else I've talked with, it's just beautiful to see that again.
That's awesome. Thank you.
It makes it worth listening to, because honestly, like I study what I listen to. Like I try to look in depth as much as possible with the lyrics, find the purposes of each one, and it's beautiful to see a lot of that in the underground.
I agree.
I mean, it means a lot to see people who actually put passion into their music.
Every day, bro. Every day.
And the best part is that music is life-saving. And there's plenty of examples to back that up, too.
That means a lot to us, too.
Music saved my life, bro.
Same here.
That's a definite yes on my end.
I don't know where I'd be without music.
Honestly, like my friends, how are you doing so good? You don't see a therapist anymore. I'm like, okay, my headphones and music are my therapist.
Yep.
And it's gotten me through so much hell. And that's why I always turn to music. Like, my friends are always trying to get me to new genres. Like, I listen to almost all genres. That is what I do. I explore everything. But metal is my home genre. That's why I consider
I am right there with you. I like a little bit of everything.
Like, I can listen to jazz and orchestra 1 minute a day. Next time I'm listening to death metal, metalcore. go back to some funk and then switch it all up again.
Funk,
Yeah,
that's my home.
there's only a couple
Love
things
funk.
I won't listen to, and that's probably like country, punk, I don't know, bluegrass. You know what I mean?
When it comes to funk, though, Parliament's pretty good.
I do like funk. I like funk. I also like folk and reggae.
I can agree with that. Honestly, that is good from time to time. I listen to that frequently as well.
Mm.
But yeah,
Reggae
it's nice
awesome.
though. What's up?
Reggae is awesome.
Love
It
reggae.
is. It's great. Honestly, having so much to listen to, it clears the mind in a way,
Mm.
and it helps you think straight again. That's what metal did for me. Because there was one time where I was actually about to end it all, and then a metal song came on, and it got me through it.
Hell yeah, man.
And now I'm doing this, and it's been
Now you got a show.
honestly
Yeah, now you got a show.
kind of.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Honestly, metal saved my life, so I just wanted to give back to the community and get the stories from the bands who make the music that saved me. That's all. That's the main reason why I started this up.
That is so cool.
Thank you. It makes it worthwhile. Honestly, meeting all the bands from all over the world, it's been wonderful.
That's always the best part, is just
That is the best
meeting
part.
new faces.
It's great.
Yes.
I do have a few more questions. I don't want to keep rambling on.
It's okay.
You good, bro.
Thank you. What was the best piece of advice ever given when entering music?
Ooh. Practice a lot. Never give up.
It's the doing that does.
Think of all the bullshit I said.
It's the doing that does. You gotta do, man. You gotta sit there and go. You gotta push yourself, gotta push your limits. Everything about yourself. Pass it.
Mm-hmm.
Pass it. Pass the limits. That's the main thing.
I love that. That's so nice.
Oh, what's that other one? The 5 Ps or whatever.
Oh, the 5 Ps. Oh, word. Yeah.
I forget what it is.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Shout out to my big brother, Beneficial Bang. He is the co-owner of YHL, and that's his go-to. It's called the 5 Ps. 5 Ps. Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
I love that. Because honestly, it's so true. Like with a lot of the new bands, like when they take that seriously, they make great performances.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sometimes some of the best you ever see in your life. Like I can relate to that actually. When I used to go to Warped Tour all the time, that was one big thing. That's actually what got me into underground with Warped Tour. That's what really opened my eyes.
Love Warped Tour.
My biggest regret was not finding out about it sooner. That's my biggest regret. But they're bringing it back after COVID.
I hope they bring it back.
Oh no! Remember how the guy retired originally last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been dropping hints out they're bringing it back.
That's
under a different name, but it's the same founder, and he's coming back with the new tour, which I'm super pumped about. Because honestly, that was
what was the other one that was kind of like Warped Tour? There was another Mayhem Fest.
Oh, Mayhem! I was thinking of Disrupt because that one came out right after Warped Tour ended.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of good bands there, but honestly, that's what got me into the underground music. Was going to that festival.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. I saw some crazy shit when I went there. Hey, you gotta enjoy yourself.
Any big festival really like that.
It's the one place where you can be yourself without being judged. Because everyone else is as crazy as you are.
Exactly.
I love it. I went to Warped Tour without a thought in my mind. I came out with like 5 friends. It was great. You meet so many good people there.
That's the best part. Meeting the people
Yep.
and seeing them and being able to relate and connect with them.
That's what I miss the most about shows.
Yeah, I can totally get that because when I used to go to there, I used to meet a lot of my favorite bands and talk with them, learn from them, and I learned some pretty good life lessons from those artists, and I keep those with me all the time. That's why my life revolves around music. You learn so much, and it really sticks with you. It gets hard.
Every day, bro.
Exactly. And every day you can get into better music and new music and a whole bunch of different stuff like I do. I've been listening to a lot more metal bands a lot recently. Hence how I found you guys and found a lot of other groups. I've just been listening. And it's been wonderful.
Music is like, it's never ending. There's always something new out there to discover.
That's why I love it's never ending. And during a pandemic when you're bored as hell, put on those headphones or blast those speakers and get a whole free day of music.
Right.
Speaking of which, how has been making music during the pandemic? How's that been for you guys?
So we're actually in the middle of writing album number 2 as we speak.
Ooh.
It's a work in progress, but without shows and everything, we've been doing a lot of streaming actually on Twitch, and that's been really helping us stay connected with the fans. And we've just been staying inside, staying safe, writing, practicing. I've been taking some vocal lessons online to just kind of keep my voice right, you know, in the downtime. But that's pretty much what we've been up to.
You actually just answered my last question too. Like, what's the future for Sepsiss? You just kind of answered that.
Well, we're hoping to go on tour eventually. You know, the pandemic's been kind of putting us on hold with that. But that's definitely a plan in the future. We are talking with our booking agents soon. So hopefully we can get some shows booked, but we'll see how it goes, you know?
Well, hey, once that happens, make sure you hit up Connecticut. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd love to see that. Honestly, I'd love to see you guys live. That'd be a dream. It's
Well,
like
we'd love to play for you.
it's so nice. Like people, like I was talking to my friend actually recently about a good topic he brought up. He was like, "Aren't people in metal aggressive?" I'm like, he goes, "You talk to them like they're not aggressive at all. Trust me."
No.
He thinks they're because all the screaming. But then he found out I do this, and he's like, "Are they aggressive?" I'm like, "Buddy, I have not met a single aggressive person yet when I do this. Everyone's been so nice and kind." He had no idea how supportive the underground metal community was and the metal community in general until recently. And actually, the first album I did show him was almost 11, and now he is just listening to that nonstop.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
That's a blessing, man.
That
Thank
is.
you.
Honestly, the big thing about me is when it comes to the friend groups I'm in, I'm everyone's go-to for music since I listen to almost everything. So everyone always comes to me asking for new stuff to listen to, and I just recommended it, and he loved it. So it's
Yeah.
great. Great being able to share music like that.
I agree.
Real joy. Especially when it ends up saving their life and helps them through a lot of dark shit. It's great to have stuff like that that helps you. Best thing is it's there when you need it, and it's a one click away half the time.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
one.
You don't have to set up an appointment. You don't have to drive to a clinic or like a therapy session. You don't have to go any of that. You can just put the headphones on and let all the pain go away.
And that's it.
Power of music at its finest. Power of metal at its finest, really. Because most of the stuff I've gotten from metal, not like any other genre, it hasn't been as strong for me anyway. Metal's been the big healer for me, which is why I stick with metal.
That's so cool. Now I love the fact that it can be so healing for people.
I know that's what makes it amazing. Like like some people who have never heard it in their life, like it's a shock for them. I love it. I love seeing the reactions I get from that too. Like I had a friend who was like really depressed recently. I showed him, I think it was Currents. Yeah, that was a song. Actually, Shattered by Them was a song that saved me, and I played it for him. And now he's hooked to Currents, Sepsiss, Arrival of Autumn, etc. Like he loves all of it now. I converted him to a total metalhead.
That is so cool.
He's like headbanging in the corner now, like he just headbanging.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's actually trying to grow his hair to do the head twirl.
Oh, what?
He's trying to.
Into a helicopter?
Yeah, he's trying to do that. He's trying to grow his hair to do that. It's hilarious.
That is great.
He said, next time there's a festival, you and I are going, I'm doing it. I'm like, I will support you 100%. I will record that too.
I record it. Yeah. That's the best way to be. I record it.
Yes.
Such a good dude, honestly. He and I have been friends for a long time. And he never knew why I love metal until I showed him. And he goes, okay, I regret not coming to you sooner about metal. Great. Honestly, like, metal is such a good thing. A lot of people don't understand that.
And it's a whole nother feeling too when you can bring that to someone else.
Exactly. Like they always thought, oh no, it's screaming, so it must be demonic. Every time someone says that, I literally just pull up a lyric sheet of a meaningful song to me, and half the time their whole opinion changes.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier about like not all metal is angry or evil. You know what I mean? Sometimes all you have to do is look at the lyric sheet and you'll be like, oh, it's not at all what I thought.
Like some is in the death metal genre, I will admit some of it is a lot like that, because that's how it's supposed to be. It's death metal. Yeah. But in like normal metalcore and metal, it's mostly a lot of healing stuff, which is amazing.
Iron Maiden is good for that. They're so good for that, like the high notes and the way they chug along and push along. with the whole melody and harmony changes being modal, being able to express in different vocal changes and guitars. They really do. They do that in a whole different light. It's crazy.
Especially with like Run to the Hills. That one was great.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I heard that song, I was opening up an old GameCube game, and I was just like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
SSX. I played that shit way too much.
Yeah, SSX was awesome.
It had like the best soundtrack. On tour had like one of the best soundtracks I ever heard.
Ever.
I love it.
Download it on. You could put it if you had Xbox. You could download the soundtrack on your Xbox.
Oh, I had GameCube. I didn't get to do that.
Now I'm telling you, come to the S side. Come to the Xbox.
I'll look into it. Honestly, I was thinking about that myself recently because I've been on the PlayStation a lot, but it would be nice to have like the original Xbox to play SSX on. Catch it was fun. The cheat codes were hilarious.
They got then you could play all the old games on Xbox and everything.
I heard about that actually. That got me really excited because SSX was like my childhood.
SSX is amazing. I love it.
Honestly, I could zone out to that, like just listen to the music and just let all my worries like go away while doing fun tricks. That takes me back. That was like my therapy before I really got deep into metal. But yeah, honestly, that was like my childhood right there. I swear.
We do a lot of gaming. We've actually got a gaming community on the Xbox. That's why we love Xbox so much. It's fucking awesome. So we play a lot of Halo 5 right now until we can get the new Halo.
Yeah. Never got to play Halo. That's like my biggest regret.
Fall, I think.
Fall. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
And my biggest regret was not being able to play Halo because I never had an Xbox growing up. So that's my regret. I used to play at my friend's house and I'm over here like, this is so fun. So I probably will invest in an Xbox myself pretty soon because honestly, I've been dying to play Halo.
Highly recommend.
I'll definitely look into it.
Yeah, look us up when you do Immaculate Connection Gaming.
I'll definitely look into that.
Yeah.
And we got new episodes of our podcast dropping on that also. You should check that out. You should tune in with us.
Oh, I'd love to tune in, honestly. That'd be great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think that's everything I really had to ask. So I'm going to wrap things up.
All right.
This has been another Nerds Order music interview. I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you for being here.
Sepsiss.